Alright, Sunday, April 13th. Tim Smansky, Global Good Engineer. Myself, Robert, Global Good Founder. Just here to talk to you guys about a solar light project we're working on. So, Tim's going to show you what we have here, and then I'll break down the cost structure for you.
Hello, we have two water bottles here, bottle of bleach, we have some caulk or epoxy, some tape, and we have some markers, and which would be corrugated roofing material. For demonstration, we have aluminum pan. What we're going to do is basically use a basic principle of refracting light, and what happens is when sunlight enters the water bottles, it bounces off the water molecules and it refracts in different directions, and it gives a 360 degree illumination pattern. So it's very, very simple to do. You can talk about the price.
Yeah, like you said, very simple to do, simple products, very, very low cost. I mean, we just had this of what we had to show it could be done. So I'm sure if you bought for your projects or our future projects, when we buy in bulk, the price will be even cheaper. So let's just say for the 2 bottles of water, we got it at 39 cents. Okay. Then for the bleach, we got it. How much we're going to use is 1 capful. It's going to be less than 25 cents, but we'll just say 25 cents for a whole number purposes. And then your tin or corrugated plastic or corrugated metal, like we would use, I have at 50 cents. We have 2 here just for both demonstrations, and 2 of these if we decide to use them just for extra support. We're looking at a grand total of $2 maybe, not even. So imagine what that could bring into someone's home that's never had light, can't afford electricity, has no means of electricity. So we're going to show you how you can do it at incredibly low cost, and usually even with the things you have right around you. So we'll get started. Alright, Tim.
So begin with, we would draw a circle in the middle of the aluminum or the pan. We want it semi-smaller than the diameter of the water bottle, because what we want to do is then puncture a hole into the center of it, and we want to then with puncturing a hole in the center of it, we want to generate little fingers that will reach out and support the water bottle.
It'll grab onto it. And also, while he's doing that, when you usually use a glue, 1 for support and 2 so it's waterproof, you would scrape down the edge of this so the glue can really hold on to those grooves, so it's a little rougher instead of slick. So I'll do that here, which is the end of the tape, so we're using multi-purpose with the tape, just kind of going down the side of it like this. Alright, so it gives it a much rougher edge. And mind you, this is our first take ever doing this, but we're doing that to prove how easy it is. Once you walk that up to the camera and show you how good that looks. Alright, so that's
so far we have a hole with the fingers sticking out. The corrugated steel will be a little bit more different to work with. You can still use your regular hand tools to work with it. I mean, but as long as the same basic principle applies of having these fingers that the water bottle will sit into. We'll see if we matched it up right.
Looks pretty good. You want it to be tight so it doesn't fall right through on you. So as soon as we barely get it through without, wiggling it too much, then bring it up and then fold them all in. So this is about the point where you would use a glue. You'd use a glue or a caulk. For purposes, of course, we're going to use tape right here. Like we said, we're just going to do it with all the easy things we have available to us right now. Okay. All right, everybody.
You'll want to use an epoxy based, even the caulking as it's drying will, the epoxy will dry much quicker. Also the epoxy is much stronger than the caulk will be, but there you go, it's holding it. So the same basic principle applies out in the field. However, a much more better choice of materials would be used. Then we'll add a cap full of bleach. The bleach is a heavy-duty oxidizing agent which destroys the cell walls of bacteria, so you won't have any mold, you won't have bacteria that will be growing into it, and that's all that you need.
Very good. So now that we're all set, we're going to cut here and we're going to take you outside to our station where we can demonstrate it. Alright, here we are. Here's Tim, and we're going outside to test our new contraption of the solar light. So go ahead, and this is Tim's truck, his work truck, M37, and letting us use it. You see how we put it on there, Tim? Take it up one more time so we can see down in there.
We have roughly a 6-inch hole, and we'll same corrugated type steel, and we'll get it nicely set flush on the top.
So this is simulating the roof in like a village that we'll be working in Kenya in Africa, the Mathare Valley, and exactly what we would do there. So we would have cut that piece out of the corrugated metal on the top of the roof and put our creation on top of it, our solar panel, Global Good solar panel. So we'll take you to the bottom of the truck now. I'll hand you off to Tim so he can bring you down there just to show you the bottom, and then we'll cut again. Hopefully you can get under there.
Alright, here we are at the bottom, and there's water bottle. It's daylight here in Chicago, so you're gonna get a lot of background light, but you can see how well it's illuminating.
And we're gonna try and section it off too.
So that's pretty much it. You're seeing basic physics in action with light refracting through water. I see actually more efficient in the designs I've seen online. A lot of them use just regular corrugated, well, they use the corrugated sheet metal, but with this aluminum pan I'm seeing a better increase in efficiency in light distribution because you have a reflector behind it, and with the concave shape of the pie tin, it's dispersing light a little more efficiently. So this is our first experiment. I'm actually really liking what we're seeing, so we can take this and definitely duplicate it in a much nicer manner out in the field. So because we'd like to also keep a nice modernized touch, but with how many water bottles and how many materials that are out in the field, it'll definitely be a great way to start. So I'll hand you back off to Bob. Thank you.
Alright, well you guys just saw it, and that took us approximately maybe 5 minutes total, not even, because we cut, then we came outside and kind of set up the stage for us. So this is a walk-in cooler. We're going to go in first with how it's going to look without the light that we have just built. So we're in now, and we see the light, and it's going. Oops, let's close this. You can now see it's completely dark in here and still recording. Now, Tim is going to show you exactly how it would be when the light hits the outside of our water bottle. Tim? Light. All he's doing right now to get this much light, that looks exactly like a light bulb. There's nothing different about it. Tim, what are you doing? Tell him the intricacies of what you're doing.
Just proving the point once again. Holding a flashlight to the back of it, and it's refracting the light just like we were before.
Yep, and you can see different things around the cooler, which was once completely dark, is now very much illuminated. And if you were in here, the video doesn't do it justice. I can work, I can see the things I'm grabbing, touch them, and even read labels in here. So again, this is Global Good Now, proving that our simple, very low cost, very efficient means of energy and light works. Thanks, Tim. You see there that it's very simple. Cost is low, efficiency. I mean, in a span of one day, if we went into the Mathari Valley slums where we are, I mean, we could do 100, 200 homes a day, you know, if the people wanted it, you know. And it's good for study. It's good for, so that means education. You're getting work done in the house. You don't have to be constantly outside. And you can get a lot more things done. And if we prove that we can do it, we'll take it everywhere. Thanks, guys. Global Good Now.